Hello there, everyone. I am back today with Tiffany. And if you all remember, she came how long ago? Was it a year or two ago?
Two
Where,
falls ago, I think.
yes, and we were live that time. This time it's a recording. So,
Less stress.
yeah, much less stress. And she did such a good job last time and was so informative about, we're here to talk about Embrace Grace. And her helper, Tori Madsen, is here as well. And she wasn't here last time. And we're so glad to have both of you. And I'm eager to hear about all you have to say about this wonderful ministry called Embrace Grace. So before we do that, though, I'd love to hear a little bit about each one of you, how you know each other, first of all, and how you came to be interested in serving in this ministry. I mean, you don't get paid a dime for this. Everything you do is from the heart, and it's because you care. You genuinely care. And you've been doing this, Tiffany, for 2 years?
2.5 years, I think.
Two
Yeah.
and a half years.
Yeah.
And I have heard so many wonderful reports about the things that God is doing in this outreach that you have in the lives of so many young women. And so I'm going to just turn the time over to you a little bit. Tell us how you met and what drew you in to Embrace Grace, and then we'll just go from there.
Okay. I am Tiffany. My last name is Jensen. I am a mom of three, a wife, a radiologic technologist, part-time. And about 3 years ago, I was listening to a podcast, on Focus on the Family, if any of you listen to that. And they were just doing a story on this group out of Texas called Embrace Grace that was a support group for single pregnant women, kind of opening doors to women who feel like they don't have a lot of support or people in their corner after a surprise pregnancy or a crisis pregnancy. I listened to that and it just kind of really stirred my heart. And Tori moved in next to me, I don't know what, 10 years ago. We were next door neighbors with Michelle, actually. We all kind of were in the hood. And Tori and I became fast good friends and did life together for a long time until we both moved. And when God put that on my heart, I just remember calling Tori and asking her, hey, this sounds really cool, but we're busy. Would you think this is a good idea? Would you want to come alongside me in this? And she was like, let's do it. There was no moment. I still remember sitting in my car and calling her and having that conversation. And so, yeah, so life and kids and careers, and we've done this and we love it. And so I wanted her to be here today to talk with Michelle.
So Tori, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you feel when Tiffany called with that question? Because I know you're a mother of five.
Yes, five
You're
children.
a part-time school teacher?
Part-time at Burley High School,
It's a good
special
thing it's
education.
Part-time is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Yes.
When Tiff called, I didn't really have to think twice. I knew this was something that her and I were called to do, and I didn't know it before she said it, but as soon as she did, I knew that's what we were supposed to do. I met Tiff during a really hard time in my life, and she supported me and had my back. And I have a similar story of an unplanned pregnancy, and Tiff is just walked through life with me, and I knew that I didn't really know that my story could help other women, but I do now, and it's been
Wow.
and God's used it to his glory. So
Yes, he
I have
has.
Tiff to thank for that.
Yes, and so, if you're a young woman going through a situation like that at the time, I'm sure you both felt like it was the end of the world and, what's going to happen? What's going to come of this? And yet, look at the beautiful story. It's a picture of Romans 8:28, that all things work together for good to those who love God and are called according to his purpose. And he has called you to this wonderful purpose through a bit of an inconvenience, as it would be assumed by some. But now yeah, your story is glory, absolutely. And the blessing that comes from something like that. And that's why you're here, is to encourage others in that same situation.
And looking at a baby that maybe you didn't plan as a gift, that God did create that baby, and his plans are better than ours, even though sometimes we make our own. But babies can change our directions, they can change our lives, and they're meant to be here. And so I feel
Mhm.
like Tori and I both feel strongly in that way. And
Tell us now a little bit of what Embrace Grace is, because I'm sure there are some people out there who have never heard of it before, and you're going, okay, get to the point. What is this? What is this? So, what exactly does Embrace Grace do for a young woman in a situation like that, where they're all alone? They don't have a lot of support. Some of them do,
Mhm.
but even those, you still minister to them as well, right? It's not just for those that are, alone without any kind of support at all. What do you do? Let's say a girl contacts you. What happens from there?
Let's start with how it originated, and then we'll just go quickly through that. It started in Texas with a gal named Amy Ford. She had an unplanned pregnancy young. She had an abortion plan. She was on the table, had an anxiety attack, and hyperventilated, and they weren't able to perform the procedure. So she decided to choose life. She kept the baby and was inspired to start this program. And now it's in over 1,000 different churches, probably maybe even more than
Yeah.
that at this time.
all throughout the country and some internationally.
So it's a faith-based support group reaching out to single women who have an unplanned pregnancy or had a crisis pregnancy. And yeah, 12 weeks. And it really is supporting them and making sure that no one goes through this alone, that everyone needs support, whether they're lonely or they feel like they don't have the resources to provide. So
when you say 12 weeks,
Mhm.
what do you mean by that? They're
So-
12 weeks along?
Yeah, so she developed this curriculum that was
Oh.
a 12-week program, essentially, where we would ask the moms to commit to that time with us, where
I
we're
see.
there to gather in a small group setting. We do gather at a church for safety, and it's just a neutral place to gather. We're not forcing people to join a certain church or religion. We're just that's the place where we hold our meetings, small group, 2 to 3 leaders with the moms. So you're not walking into a congregation style setting. It's
Yeah.
very intimate, confidential, where we can share each other's stories, encourage one another, and really support these women and whatever. I mean, we've seen addiction, we've seen abuse, moms that choose adoption. We aren't counselors and we're not welfare workers. We are volunteers that are there to love and support women who need us going through this time. And that's really essential.
Community, just giving them a community and just love and
And the best part of all is at the end of the 12-week commitment to our group, we throw a beautiful baby shower to support the moms in, everything they need to get started with their baby. And that is such a blessing. It's my
Yes.
favorite part, because some of the moms that come to us don't feel like they have a reason to celebrate. Not that, they've chosen life and they're going to do it, but it's going to be hard. And we celebrate and we honor them as the daughter of the King, and they are a blessing, and it's just such a celebration.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
and just to make them feel so special and that baby is a gift. And it is. It's something to celebrate. And I feel like our
Absolutely.
society doesn't celebrate babies enough.
Right.
They're
We
not an
don't.
inconvenience.
Especially when
they're a
they
gift.
come
They are
in
not
an unexpected, unplanned time. It's
yes, and that they would perceive as an inconvenience.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way that they're led, like, yeah, it is. Let me help you, by well-meaning people.
Sure.
But you're twisting that a
We're
little bit from
celebrating,
where
yeah.
it is not an inconvenience, but it's a blessing.
Babies are the
And
future.
they're our future, and let us help you, because we want this baby to grow up and be used by God, because everyone has a purpose. I remember going to one of those baby showers.
The
and-
first one, yeah.
And you guys have speakers. My
Yeah.
sister was a speaker of your very first one, wasn't
Yep,
she?
she was.
And so she just shared a little bit of her story with the gals, and there were more than one. I think there were like 3.
We had 3
Three.
moms that semester.
Uh-huh. And so we
Yes.
all got together, and there was just a big group of women and tables set up and snacks and balloons and this archway.
Go all out.
It
Yes.
all out. And it was absolutely mind-blowing to me. And I know those girls were like, they were sitting there with deer in the headlights, like, what is this? Who are these people? And why do they care?
Yeah.
So I am so thankful for you and for what you're doing. Okay, so who can join? And by that, I mean, who else out there listening that has a heart for these women? How do they get started like you two did? What's the first step?
Well, I can talk about who's going to join Embrace Grace. So Embrace Grace, to be a part of it, to be in the group, you need to be single, meaning you can't be married. The curriculum and what we talk about is all centered towards a woman kind of going at it alone. You can be still dating your baby daddy, but it's just support, kind of an aspect of a single pregnancy. So you could be 15 to 30. We've had moms in kind of all of those ranges. And our local group is Cassia County and Minidoka County. So if you're Oakley, Raft River, Burley, Declo, Paul, Rupert, Hayburn, you're welcome to come and join us.
Okay, yeah.
And the easiest way to do that to find, and if you're not from our area, then there's Embrace Grace all over the nation. You'd want to get into embracegrace.com. There's a simple couple questions about your address and phone number, and then a local leader could contact you.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way. But if you want to be getting involved to support an Embrace Grace group in your area, there's lots of ways you could do that too, because
Tell us how.
yeah.
We want to know, what can we do?
So
You can go to embracegrace.com. There is a place there that says, hey, I want to start a group, and they will walk you through it. There's people that will reach out to you and just kind of help you set up your group. If you don't want to lead a group and you just want to support a group in your area, know that diapers, wipes, blankets, clothes, anything. If you love to shop, your gifts would be definitely appreciated to be donated towards the baby shower. You can always pray for the groups in your area. That is definitely helpful and needed.
even monetary donations.
Yes,
Honestly, we
yeah,
can talk about
yeah.
the love boxes.
Yeah.
Our situation's unique in that our local church, we are responsible for providing the love boxes, right? The payment comes out of.
Yeah,
Right.
so we don't have a pregnancy resource center within so many miles of the Mini-Cassia area. Our closest one is Twin Falls. And so the way we distribute love boxes is we just have them out in the community. This is kind of like an invitation for a mom to learn about a group. So local churches have these, schools have these, some of our healthcare providers have these. And so if there's a woman discovered to have a pregnancy and she's going at it alone and she's feeling like she needs people in her corner, they can hand them out. And so we can put, a link to that of how you could help do love boxes. Some local groups have reached out to me and helped fund to buy the love boxes, and then we've built them together, which is pretty fun. And it just is kind of a way you can help the community and we get together. We've done it at a couple local churches, women's groups, one kind of sorority of women who just love women. And that's been a good thing because like I said, like Tori said, we definitely have to purchase those ourselves. But men, even you could give out a love box. It's not just a woman thing, but it's a little invitation in there to our group to get on the website. There's a onesie that says, I showed this last time we spoke, Michelle, but my favorite part, I think, is when you open this and you're feeling sad and like maybe you're not sure. You say you're brave, you're accepted, and you're loved. And then you open this part, which is my favorite. And like we were talking about that babies are gifts. And if you feel like maybe you're surprised and blindsided, I think that's definitely a game changer.
Yeah.
And then there's a handwritten note in there and a journal to journal in your fears and anxieties and hopes for the future. So I forgot about the book. You are strong, you are brave, and you are loved.
Oh,
And
I
so
love
they
it.
can just journal in there kind of throughout their pregnancy. I know I did that with my pregnancies, and that's a
You did.
treasure. And then there's a book in here called A Bump in Life, and it's I think
That's
it's
cute.
it's just true stories
Oh,
of
wow.
women who have went through Embrace Grace and come out on the other side of it and what it did for them. And so to know that you're not alone and other women have walked that same walk as you have. And
It says here, in a crisis, there's no better help than receiving hope from someone who stood where you now stand. For every single woman or young girl with an unplanned pregnancy, a bump in life, I love that title,
yeah.
gathers story after inspiring story of brave moms who managed to grow in grace and wisdom as an unexpected new life grew inside of them. And then it says much more. So this sounds like a wonderful book. And you
Yeah.
could probably order that on Amazon.
You can buy that. Yeah, you can buy that. And then there's another one, Help Her Be Brave. And that's written
Ooh.
towards people who maybe aren't in an Embrace Grace group or leading, but just how to help young women be brave in their communities and their families and their
Yes.
schools. And that's another
Yes.
good book that they have out.
As you were talking about how we can help, and Tori mentioned financially, I mean, there are a lot of ways that we can
Yeah.
help. Prayer is number one.
Mhm.
But Bible studies have taken on your
Yes.
ministry as ours have.
Yes.
Ours has. We have a Bible study on Monday nights, and we have gathered, just gifts, diapers, all kinds of goodies, monetary,
Yeah.
and then just gathered them over a period of time and then turned them into you. And we've done different fundraisers for different groups. We even did one for the police department a few years
Awesome.
ago. So that's
the beauty of it. We've had churches throughout the community, the
Mhm.
Catholic Church, the
Uh-huh.
Lutheran Church.
Yeah.
This really isn't just
Our
First
church,
Christian
yeah.
Praise Chapel ministry.
Yeah.
It's taken all of us, the community of believers. We've all.
Yes,
And
yes.
you even spoke with the
Yeah.
men's.
The Idaho State Militia
Militia.
even had a
Oh,
dinner and
tell us
donated
about
diapers
that.
and wipes.
I
You
remember
guys?
when that
Yes.
happened,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
Tiffany was like, "Oh, I'm speaking to the militia. What am I going to say to the militia?"
Yeah.
These big,
Yeah.
strong
And it
They
turned out
were
to be a delight,
big,
didn't it?
strong, wonderful men that had a heart for women that were
Yes.
going through hard times in our
Oh.
community. And so, yeah, they had a dinner, and it was kind of their end of year dinner, and they donated diapers and wipes and some blankets and a
Mhm.
couple outfits, and that was such a gift.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, shopping, I love to shop, so it's fun to shop for babies. We don't have a ton in our family right now, but it's always fun to gift to someone who doesn't maybe have a lot or isn't expecting a lot.
Yeah, I love it because everybody wants to help. Everyone wants to do something. And when you can come together as a group, a community of sorts,
Mhm.
and together have this mission, that you're going to take on, and hopefully as a team of people make a difference in the lives of others, especially these young mamas. It's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And going at it together. It's not just Tori and I. We have a whole
Mhm.
team of women, and hopefully you'll meet them in the future if Michelle has
Yes.
us back.
Oh,
But
I would love to have the rest of them back.
if you're local and you have a heart for single pregnant women, we would love to meet you. I know people always say, "Oh, I would love to help with that." We would love to have
Mhm.
you help us.
Yes.
So if you live in the Mini-Cassia area, we would love to have you join our team. There's a lot, but it's good. It's a lot in a good way.
We also collect really nicely used items. Sometimes a mom will come to us and have other children and need support with, clothes. We store a few things in different sizes, and we like to be able to bless moms in that way too. But we really, really like, nicely used things. But that people have blessed us
Yes.
that way.
Yes.
A
Yes.
crib or a stroller that,
Mhm.
Right.
High chairs.
So, I mean, we've considered a storage
Yeah.
unit.
Yeah.
because
We do. Our little room. Yeah.
Right.
It's
I find that a blessing
Yeah.
for moms because
Yeah. So if you have a storage unit out there, you can
Yes.
donate.
on a side note.
we want to meet you.
Right. There's so many ways we can help,
Yes.
ways we probably haven't even thought of yet. So,
Yeah.
well, this is wonderful. I want to ask you one last thing. What do you do after they have finished with Embrace Grace? What happens next?
So we really encourage, obviously we can't control when we meet you. So maybe the mom comes to us and they're at the end of the pregnancy. Again, we really want to encourage those 12 weeks to get through, you know, as much time as we can to support. But whatever that looks like for each individual mom. But after the baby's born and we've had the celebration, baby shower, and blessed you with those things, we have another support group called Embrace Life. And it is a year-long program to support single moms. And you don't have to have gone through the Embrace Grace program to be part of the Embrace Life. So it can support a mom that just comes in as a single mom that wasn't part of our.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
well,
it's a
that's
year,
really
and then
good
we
to
still meet
know.
at the same time.
Yep.
We have a meal together.
We do eat together. That's fun.
When
Yes,
you
blessings.
meet for, is it like a Bible study of a particular book or
So
how
how
do
it
you?
works is there is a curriculum just like Embrace
curriculum,
Grace.
okay.
And so we kind of divide the year into the fall semester and the spring semester. I'm taking a little break through the holidays, and yeah, they go over everything from budgeting to anxiety to
Just parenting,
Yeah.
being a single parent, and all the things that
Oh, boy,
brings up
intense.
just strength as a woman and your role as a woman, and how, you know, God
Mhm.
can come alongside you as kind of playing the role as the father, honestly.
Well, yeah,
And
the
so
Bible
we
says
have-
that he
He
is a
really does.
father to the
fatherless,
fatherless, right?
absolutely.
Mhm.
So it's a curriculum that just goes through things that a single
Okay.
mom.
Okay,
encounter.
I
So
get it. And you have a meal every time you meet? Is that
Yes.
how it works?
Yes.
it's another way we
And the
like to
light,
bless.
yeah.
And where do you do that?
We do that right before class. So
Okay.
we like that because if a mom's at work or if a mom's been busy doing school or whatever
Mhm.
her life looks like, she doesn't have to plan a meal that night.
Oh, good.
And just being around a
Right.
table together,
Yeah.
that a lot of relationship
It's
happens.
time to chat. and
Yeah,
just
that's
get
our
to know
fun
one
time to
another.
catch up and know how, what's been good that week, what's been hard that week,
Yeah.
and how we can pray for them.
So who teaches or who facilitates, I should say, the course? Do you have a
The leader-
facilitator or is it video?
Each
So,
lesson
yeah.
comes with a video that's
Uh-huh.
presented by the
Yeah.
through the
Oh,
curriculum. And then there are
okay.
leaders. So
See, so anybody can do it.
Yeah, I was not a
Yeah.
teacher. These two are teachers. That's not me.
She's
I mean,
amazing.
I was in healthcare,
She
but
is.
so they tell you what the lesson, if you would like to lead a group, the lesson is marked out. There's a time where you watch the video, you interact with each other after the video. There's usually like a little project or craft you do for those of you that like that kind of thing.
Wow.
And then just,
Okay. And you do this at your church?
we do it at our church. Like
Okay.
Tori said, that's kind of a neutral space.
Mm-hmm.
We have an area there that we have people there that provide food for us. If any of you
That's
know
another
Tamara,
way
yeah,
you can
that's
bless a
Tamara
person.
Schaefer. If you know her and her girls will cook and
Oh,
other
wow.
helpers, and they have a heart to feed.
And we
Oh.
provide childcare.
We
for
provide
if
childcare.
A mom has other children.
Oh.
Youth group. We really want to support these women and all
Yes.
wherever they are in life.
Yeah.
And
And you
Yeah.
haven't left any stone unturned.
Hmm.
You've covered
Maybe
it all.
There's a couple, but we
I
do
mean,
have
you've got
your best.
food, You've
Yeah.
got babysitting,
Yeah.
you've got all the needs that.
And the people
It's
that are
okay,
helping,
sweetheart.
they love kids. They
Yeah.
love babies. They have a heart to be there. And
Yeah.
like we said, no one's getting paid for any of that. They're there because they want to be there. They want
Right.
to help. And we've even had special needs kids in the past, and we have helpers just really have a heart for
Yeah.
special needs kids.
It's all
So,
volunteer.
It is.
And it's not federally funded at
No,
all.
nothing like
So
that.
there are no restraints on
Mhm.
what you can and can't do.
No.
And I love that. Come on
Oh.
over here, Jess. Come on. Do you need, what does he need? Okay, I'll walk him in. I won't, he doesn't need help, does he? All right. Well, this is called motherhood. Okay. Don't worry, I'll be right back. Well, I hope you all know a little bit more about Embrace Grace than you did when you came. And in closing, I just want you guys to just give a special invitation to anyone out there. They might need the service or they might want to help, whatever it is you want to say to our listeners right now.
I think if you are on the fence about your pregnancy and you aren't sure if you want to be a mom and you're scared, and you don't know what life looks like, know that a baby is not going to end your life. Your life gets to keep moving forward. A baby is a plus, it's a gift. And we just want you to know that you are not alone. And yes, it can be scary to go through something new, but there are women that want to come alongside you and be with you and help you and share with you whatever the wisdom it is we have.
Yeah.
And just know that it can be scary. And if you've ever seen the movie, We Bought a Zoo, I remember that dad, and he looks at his son and he says, it only needs 20 seconds of intense bravery. And to walk through that door is probably the hardest part. But once you come through that door, just know that you're going to be met with love and grace.
No judgment.
And there's no judgment. Anything you've been through, there's probably a woman in the room who's been through it. And so we just want to be there for you. You're not alone. And we post that on our Instagram and on our Facebook, and that really is the truth. We don't want you to walk through a pregnancy alone. If you're thinking that maybe it's not the right time to be a mom and you want to adopt your baby, we can walk alongside you with that as well. So your baby's a gift, whether you want to be its mama or not, it would be a gift to someone else.
Yes, yes.
Just know that there are options, and there are people that want to help you.
And you know, it is scary to walk into a room
Yeah.
the first time with a group of people you've never seen
Yeah.
before.
Bring a friend.
Yeah,
First time.
you can
Yeah.
bring a
Bring a
friend.
friend.
That's
Support
okay.
person with you
Mhm.
if you're uncomfortable with that sort of thing. But I can assure you, I know these ladies and I know the others who are there working with them, an incredible, kind group of ladies. They have hearts of gold, and they will make you feel completely comfortable and at ease. So anyway, yeah, it sounds really good. Do you have anything you would like to add?
I've covered it. Just
She's-
encouraging you to be brave. If you or someone you know and you think could benefit from this program,
Yeah.
reach out to embracegrace.com and someone will be in contact with you
Yeah.
immediately.
Okay, so we're gonna
Yeah.
post the link to that. We'll post your Instagram
Mhm.
link and
Facebook.
Facebook.
Mhm.
So we'll post all of that
Yeah.
below.
And our first meeting will be February 19th
Ooh,
at First Christian Praise Chapel. It's a Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Again, we'll begin with our meal. And
Sounds good.
yes, you're invited. We would love to have you.
If you're scared, I'll come out and meet you in the parking
Oh.
lot and walk with you
You
in.
do not have to be alone.
You guys make it so easy. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you for
having
having
us.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tiffany and Tori, you got to get to know these ladies. So, all right. Well, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time because we're going to be doing this again. All right. Bye-bye.